Hey guys, so this is the story of my first experience with spice. A few weeks back, one night after work, I stopped by a gas station and picked up a little packet of the Down to Earth brand of spice. Um, on my way back home, I get a call from my buddy, and he had asked if I wanted to come chill for a bit. And since I had the spice, I said, hell, we'll make a night of it. So I get to his house, and I tear open the package, and the shit looked like fiber, like when you go into an attic and you see little chunks of fiberglass sitting around. That's what it looked like little pieces of fiberglass. Uh, but that didn't deter me. Um, so we pack up a real fat bowl, and up until this point, I'd only heard of spice once or twice. I had heard that it was comparable to a marijuana high, but I had never really talked to anybody who had any real experience with the drug, so I had no frame of reference to work with as far as what to expect uh, with the high. So I hit that shit like it's weed. I take a huge rip, and for the first minute or two, I'd say it felt pretty comparable to a marijuana high. Visual distortion, audio distortion, felt a wave of relaxation sweep across my body. So my friend takes his hit, and after he takes the hit, he asks if he can bum a cig off me. Well, I left the cigs in the car, so so we had to journey out and fetch him. At this point, when I had stood up from the couch, uh, it had turned into more of a salvia-like trip. Um, if you've ever done salvia, you know that the visual distortion it kind of warps your vision. Like you get a warped feeling. That's what was happening. I found it really hard to maintain balance. I was holding on to things, trying to get to the door, and so I make my way out to the car, and it felt like hours. It must have only been 10 or 15 minutes, but it felt like hours. I was trying to push the unlock button on my car, but for whatever reason, I could not bring myself to push the button to unlock the door. So after like 10 or 15 minutes of trying to unlock the door, I finally unlock it, and I get the cigs and bring it back inside. At this point, my I lose connection with reality. I I guess the best way to describe it is there was a complete breakdown of my usual mental processes, um, in the respect that I no longer had a sense of who I was. I no longer I no longer comprehended that there was a world around me. All I could focus on was uh, a single point of awareness uh, that existed in my mind, and increasingly over the next few minutes, I start to get this terrible panic. Uh, I don't know, man. I literally felt as if I were about to die. I I don't know, man. I looked over at my friend, and I no longer viewed him as another human being. I didn't look at him as uh, I didn't see his personality. I didn't see him as he usually is perceived as a person. I looked at him as if he were simply a sack of meat that was emitting sound. Um, I got this terrible panic because no longer had any sense of where I was. I completely um, lost all connection with the world around me. And uh, so I lay down on the couch and I close my eyes and I just get this growing feeling inside of me that I'm about to die. I literally thought that I had lost my mind and that I was about to cease to exist. So at this point, I get a real terrible pain in my stomach. So I stand up and I go outside and I fall to the ground and just puke. It must have been a solid 30 minutes. I was on my knees, profusely vomiting everywhere. And I remember that while I was outside, it had seemed as though my perception had split into two fragments. Um, my conscious perception, I was still aware that I was I was outside. I was aware that I was in pain, and I was aware that I was vomiting. But at the same time, I felt as though I were in some sort of alternate dreamlike state of existence where I can't even remember what was going through my mind at the time, but I went crazy. The shit makes you go crazy. Like, I thought that I had died and I was watching my life from another person's perspective, while at the same time viewing that person's life from my own perspective. But it was all in my head. It was all, I don't know, man. Um, do I recommend Spice? Absolutely not. um, I'd be a hypocrite to say not to do it because my philosophy on life is try anything once, and if you like it, do it again. If you don't like it, don't do it again. But if you're going to do it, if you do choose to partake, make sure you're in a very safe environment. Make sure you're around people who know what you're doing and who are willing to help you and take care of you, because even from one hit, one hit will fuck your world up, man. If you and there's no way to prepare for it. There's no way to prepare yourself for the kinds of things that you experience with this drug. Um, I don't know, man. But yeah,